Whether you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s or older, having enough money for retirement is something we all need to think about. And if your dream is to travel or really put your feet up, boosting your super balance can help you get there.
Yep, some people are getting very savvy and buying a property through their own self-managed super fund. And our next guest is here to explain how you can take advantage of the real estate shortcut. Ravi Sharma is a personal finance content creator. Good morning to you, Ravi. Many people think superannuation is something that you can just set and forget. Contributions go in from your pay or whatever. Is that just the case?
Well, I mean, at a very base level, that's what you're looking at, is that super is going to hopefully retire you or fund your retirement. But unfortunately, with Australians, we don't really understand how we're not going to end up with enough by the time we retire. So you could use assets like real estate to really boost it up.
So how do you buy a property in your super?
So it's very similar to you buying it in your own names or, outside of super, but there are a couple of differences, mainly that it has to be under a bare trust, things like that. In addition to that, you can't actually go out, take out some equity from one property and buy another. It's very, set standard rules outside of your own name. But in saying that, you can still use a 20% deposit, you can still get in, and it doesn't need to be for your own home. You can still invest into real estate.
Let's go through an example, because you have this couple in their 40s with a combined balance of $300,000 in their self-managed super fund. They could spend about $130,000 paying for a deposit for an apartment or a house worth around $500,000. How could making that purchase potentially increase the amount they have when they retire?
So if you look at average super balances, you're probably at about $435,000 on average, right, by the time you retire. So if you actually used $130,000 like our clients did, you pretty much go and purchase a property for $500K. You could probably find yourself after about 30 years being $500,000 to $600,000 further ahead. Wow. So at that point, you can decide if you want to sell the property, you can, put it into a bank account, you can put it back into the shares or into equity markets, or you can keep the property and then just keep getting that rental income come through. In this case, they ended up purchasing 2 properties, so ended up with $1 million in their super, and by the time they actually end up retiring, they'll have close to about $4.5 million. Again, we've got to keep in mind inflation's a big thing too.
So what are the warnings? What are the warnings you have to look out for? There's always a downside to this.
100%. And I think it really comes down to knowing that this fund is there for your retirement, right? So you can't mess around with it. So there's a lot of red tape, there's a lot of regulation, but if you get the right advice with the right people around you, you can navigate through that property market quite well. And it comes down to obviously picking the right asset, whether you're buying it in super or outside of super. You don't want to just buy something, hope that it goes up in value. You want to do the numbers, get the right research and get the right team.
That's great. Ravi, we'll get you back for another example because it's really interesting. Thanks for coming in this time.
No, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Thank you, Ravi.